here.
Ooh, somebody got a digitone today. I see them in the chat.
Welcome in, friends.
Happy Electron Day.
Wow. My slow fade. Here we go. This is a much earlier time, so thank you for joining us. We like to change it up, but mostly it's because our synth friend is joining us from Germany. And so
all the way over in Germany.
We're time traveling with our synth friend today, right? It's like time travel because it's the future where they are, right? So it's 6 p.m.
Right.
And it's noon here.
Crazy.
We're having a time travel conversation. How fun.
Space-time continuum.
So yeah, thanks for joining us on the Galaxy Electric Express noon edition.
Ooh, we both have tea.
Mm-hmm.
It's tea time.
Cheers. It's a little early for tea time, actually. It's kind of an in-between time.
It's good stuff, though.
In-between time. Anyway, I'm going to not try to do that. All right. Well, it's 5 p.m. here. Yes, chill time, exactly.
It's
so it's
noon.
Past tea time for you there.
It's noon up in this bitch.
It's a whole time-traveling adventure. So I assume you are in the UK then, friend. Do I have that right?
Gotta be.
So let me make sure all of my tech is where it needs to be. Okay, good. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm learning my time zones. A lot to do with Twitch, actually.
So wait, we're stealing you away from your digitone at this point.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm gonna just think that you're, messing around with it while the stream is on. Like, you don't need to be tuned into every word here.
You can be doing a soundtrack to the conversation.
You'll be live scoring it.
There you go. All right, well, let's get Andrea in here because, time traveling, we want to be respectful of the time it takes, the energy that it sucks from you to time travel. But no, this is the best way to time travel. Don't you think? So we're going to conjure.
I'm so excited. Like, I feel like I've been, looking at this studio on my Instagram for a while now.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's not on with us yet. Give me 1 second.
And we actually get to see it.
All right. We're going to bring you in. Here we go.
Without further ado.
Yay! Without further ado, welcome in, Andrea. Can you
the studio of Andrea.
Can you say your name for us?
Andrea Cichecki. So my last name is quite difficult. So it's really like Cichecki.
Cichecki.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And it's Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea in English, but it's I'm actually originally Dutch, so then it's Andrea.
Andrea. I don't think I can do that without just. It's not going to be a good scene.
I don't want to do it a disservice, so thank you for saying it, and it's beautiful.
Yes, thank you so much. And I see some friends here in the chat. Welcome in, Danielle, who's our mod. Thank you all for being here and joining us for this chat with Andrea. So I know you spent a lot of time in Berlin, but you're not in Berlin anymore.
No,
is that right?
Okay. No. Yeah. So in 2012, I moved to Berlin till 2019. And I'm now in the eastern part of Germany. I'm in the countryside, really in the countryside. I'm living in a little village that's called Dona, and it's next to Dresden. And Dresden is, it's a really beautiful city here in Germany. Yeah, very cultural city. Yeah, with all the historical buildings, and it's really nice. Yeah.
Ooh, lovely. That's a real change of pace.
It's a completely change, but it's also actually it was really quite a ride. I was in Berlin in 2017. I attended my studies in audio engineering and music production on the Abbey Road Institute. And in that year, I went to a workshop here because I'm actually living in an artist community, and there's a recording studio. So there's a really full professional recording studio. And back then in 2017, there was a workshop with Sylvia Massey. She is a really famous and really cool music producer and recording engineer. And I went there, so here to this little village, and I met the people. And I met my boyfriend. Back then we didn't knew it yet, but he was also an engineer, and we had a really nice click. And after a half year, we met each other again through the studio owner because he asked us to work for him on a fair. And then a few months later, we fell in love. And my boyfriend, he's German. He's German. He comes actually originally from Dresden, but he lived 11 years in London. So he moved to Berlin. And then after 1 year, the studio owner asked us, yeah, could you imagine to live here? Because an apartment came free and he needed people for in the studio. And yeah, that is how it all, so we were like, oh, living in a little village, 250 people are in this village. It's really like on the land, you know, I hear the cows in the morning. It's really funny. And, yeah, we are in between two national parks. Saxon Switzerland is here is beautiful, and yeah, we moved to nature and the countryside, and it was the best decision ever for me and for him too. And we, yeah, fully went. Yeah, we could fully focus on working in the studio, and I established myself as a producer, so I could fully build my own studio here. And yeah,
Yeah, I would say that about where we live, but I don't feel that way.
It's not as beautiful as where you are, but it's a similar thing. We moved from Brooklyn to like the middle of nowhere to have, you know, the space and the quiet and the focus as well.
Similar reasons, you know, so totally get it.
Yeah. This city life is really amazing. I mean, my time in Berlin, if I didn't done that, I would not knew so many things that came on my, you know, it was also the life experience, and you meet so many people, and it's city life is amazing. But for me, I'm very hyperactive, so I can't focus for a very long time. So making music was a struggle, and in a city I could not do really well because there's so much to do, and I was DJing every weekend, so there was really always a lot in my life going on. And but my desire was always to create my own music, and yeah, and at some point, when this all happened with my school, it became clear to me I need to be in a studio environment. This is where I'm happy, and then we made the change. And my boyfriend, he had the same with London, and then also before Brexit, you know, this was already that time like, oh, what do you do, you know, and. He's not a native English, so then you can get that was really worrying him, and we got the students. Yeah, also with the studio, so with Castle Studios, so this was also a really great experience, and yeah.
Wow, that's a beautiful story.
Life change. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for taking us.
So is your space there, has it been like acoustically treated in any way? Is it ideal for audio?
Well, I've been in a lot of places, and I heard a lot of speaker sets, and I moved a lot in my life. So in the Netherlands between several houses, and now also here in Germany. And I never had a really good room. And in this room, somehow this room sounds so good. It's unbelievable. And whatever speaker you put, if it's because I have my Yamahas, and they are not the most expensive ones, but they sound really amazing in this room. And I had like a week ago, I had different speakers to test out, and they sound also amazing. I was like, okay, those are also really cool. So, but it's the room somehow, because the walls, they are not straight, and it's
that
like
helps.
kind of an L, and it's small, but because my studio, we are good in photographing it like it looks big, but it's really a small studio. It's just like a bedroom studio actually. But
How old is the
yeah,
structure estimated? Like, is it pretty old?
sorry.
How old is your structure? Is it pretty old?
Oh, this is really old. So this,
So old
That's
wood.
it.
Yeah, I have
yeah, this
this
is
theory that like really old wood just has a
yeah.
nice
So the
sound
inside is
to it.
actually, yeah, the inside is not that old, but the outside structure is really
Mm-hmm.
old because this was the bill. So the studio is in like a castle, and they renovated the full castle,
That's
and
so
we
cool.
are in the horse stable. So where I'm
Do you have any
living, this was
availability?
yeah. But this was like really old. Yeah, like this is already more than 100 years old. So and they needed to renovate everything. So the outside is like a kind of a sandstone, like and the inside, yeah, it's just that is of course new. And now there are apartments in here in this building so that you can live. But yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. We've been learning about limestone is like the most conductive or whatever, like
Oh,
stone.
this I don't know. I don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know.
that's what it's like bringing this back because I've been learning a little bit about this and I want to get like
It
deeper into
absorbs
it.
the deepest, right? Like
Yeah,
so
there's
it basically
something.
records the sound
It's sort of like
waves
a
that
tape
Wow,
recorder.
wow.
happen within it. Yeah, and it like has like memory
Yeah.
somehow like
Yeah, the
to
thing, the thing with a room is if everything is just equal
Hmm.
and low, then it's not so good, because of all
Yes.
the waves coming back, the room modes.
Yes.
And this room has just a lot of little corners and a big corner. Yeah, this is so somehow I think this really helps for the acoustics. Yeah,
Oh, that's lovely. So it's just sort
yeah,
of this magical space.
and
yeah,
what's
That's
most
cool.
important is that you're happy, like
You feel
that
yeah,
good in
you
there.
that you're feeling really good about it.
yeah. Yeah, the thing is, making music, it feels really enjoyable. So I think this is the most important with the studio and how your sound setup is.
Hmm.
Hmm.
If you find a setup that works for you and you feel like, oh, I really I can melt away in the music, but kind of you really can feel it. And I think this is really good. Of course, when you do, if I would do more acoustic treatment a little bit with panels, maybe it gets even better. But I don't have room for bass straps because it
Hmm.
is already small.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And but yeah, you can always improve something. But yeah, if it sounds already really good. But for instance, we have upstairs the studio of my boyfriend, and there's a little bit lower, and there are also a lot of corners, but it's a little bit more tricky to get the sound right. So he did really a lot of work to make it really a good with sound, with bass straps and soundproof.
Wait.
But
So you have
yeah,
separate studios?
yeah. So I have mine down, and he has it up. Yeah,
That's so
because he
cool.
needs,
Oh my
he needs
gosh,
to
that's
work. Yeah,
adorable.
yeah. So he is a mixing engineer and he records. So and he's also producer, but more in rock music, acoustic music, singer-songwriter. So completely different genre.
Whoa.
And I'm fully into electronic music, so this is really my thing. Yeah,
Wow.
Makes sense why you'd
That's
have the
so
separate
cool.
spaces because
Yeah.
they're
Completely
completely
different.
different use
yeah, yeah.
cases.
And we need to work. We are freelancers, so he needs to be able to work, and me too.
Hmm.
And but it's funny, yeah. So we are always going, can you listen to my mix? Can you listen to my mix? So
That's
it's
so
a
cute.
lot of
I love that.
cool. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh. Well,
yeah.
this is amazing. Um,
I couldn't help but notice the tropical shirt or jacket
oh,
that you're wearing, and I just thought that was really
oh,
is
I
that what
love
I'm
it.
seeing? Yeah, like some tropical paradise
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, I like,
shrubbery
I like,
there.
yeah, sorry, over here, it's not so tropical outside.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of why it caught my attention because
Yeah.
I was like, that's definitely not, the kind of thing you'd see where you're at. So, I was just curious, like, what draws you to the tropical vibes?
Yeah, so I love sunshine, definitely. I'm more in the eastern part, so it's more colder here in the winter and more dark and gray. But that's actually also really beautiful. So I really when we go for walks outside in the winter, it's really really awesome. And but I love the tropical vibe, and I love colors. So I'm quite a colorful person. So
Mm-hmm.
somehow yeah, I feel good with it, and I love nature. So nature is for me my biggest inspiration, and it comes always back to everything what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, we feel the same way. Like we miss the energy of like a really sunny place with lots of vibrant, colorful
yeah, yeah,
foliage. Like, oh, that just sends me.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
from the state of Florida, which, is definitely not something I can say with pride in, the
In a
current
lot of
climate,
ways,
in the
but
current climate of the United States. But, like I am from there, and I definitely had like a tropical climate, that I grew up with, and going to the beach and
Yeah.
everything. So it's
Oh,
still a
that's
really,
so
really
nice.
big part of me. Like I love
Yeah.
surfing and stuff, like watching surfing, the sport.
Oh,
And I don't think that
nice.
I'll ever not, like have a spot in my heart for it. So but
Yeah.
now I live
Yeah.
in like a very cold and
very dreary.
dreary, cold
Ah,
spot, and I, so I miss it, like,
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, in the Netherlands, I was also more in the southern part of the Netherlands, and originally I really came from the south, and then I was more in the middle. And but I went in the summer always to the beach. It's just 3 hours driving with the car, and you're at the beach. And this is what I miss now. The sea, to go to the sea, and over here you need to drive. Yeah, for you it's probably not so, like if I say 2 are driving or 6 are driving, for Americans it's actually, yeah, you need
Yeah,
to do it all the time,
right.
if you're not in the city, yeah. Yeah. But here in the yeah, you have here then the Ostsee, but that's on the north, and yeah, that's really beautiful actually in the summer as well. Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
hmm oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah,
Yes, the really, really northern places are just so beautiful in the summer and just like
yeah,
Yeah.
beyond otherworldly. Yeah, that's a really good point of like really missing being closer to water is something we feel a lot. And I'm curious if there's something there that it's just like, it's very restorative for a creative soul that's like doing a lot of output.
yeah. And for
Yeah.
me, it's
Yeah,
ocean, like
definitely.
not just any water,
Yeah, I
but
can
like
try to go to a lake, but I really need the ocean.
I need the ocean
Yeah, the
close
ocean
by.
has something, just the pace of the waves, and so
Mm,
cleansing also. Yeah, we
mm,
have lakes here, nature lakes. So in the summer we go a lot to different lakes, and they are not that far from our house. So it's just a
Oh, that's
short
lovely.
car drive, and you have like crystal clear water, and you go swimming.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
delightful.
that's that's really good. Yeah, especially, when you're the whole day in the studio and everybody is nice outside, but you are in the studio and you need to work, and then by the end of the day, for a quick swim, that is definitely really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, there's really something about just like being near water and like hearing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just could get lost in that. It reminds me of when you kind of set up a patch and you just kind of like don't touch it for a
It's
long
very
time.
calming. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good
And I
point. Yeah,
can
a lot
feel
of
that.
That's the
times, like I
parallel.
think what I'm emulating, is sort of my memory of how the ocean sounds. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's pretty much in every drone or ambient style patch I do.
Yeah. I
There,
love that too. It's so
hmm
beautiful. Yeah.
hmm And it's interesting because you can come about those effects. You'd think like just white noise with a filter on it, does the ocean, but there's lots of ways to achieve the myriad timbres we're hearing of the ocean, and so it's fun to
Exactly.
try to
Yeah.
like come
Mm.
about it from different angles than just the typical white noise with a filter.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, I love the too. Yeah.
How are those, a little bit of change of topic here, but how do you like
Yeah.
those Behringer Arp 2500 clone modules?
Ooh,
You're like the
getting
only
right to
Yeah.
person that
it.
I know that
So
has those, and so I'm interested, like what you think of
yeah,
them.
so I was also really curious about it, and actually I really liked that they were so colorful. So
Yeah,
the color, so that attracted me a little
Oh
bit.
yeah.
And
same.
yeah, I like the envelopes, and I like this multi-mode filter resonator. That's actually those are really awesome.
The
And
filter, yeah.
yeah, so and I have two envelopes, and I have one filter amp module. Yeah, and this one it's yeah, I'm not super convinced by that one, but the multi-mode filter I really like. So you can make such great sounds with that, and also really deep sounds. So
Mm.
yeah, I used it yeah, for sub basses, and yeah, you really can tune the frequencies of the filter really well. Yeah, it's really
Mm.
nice, and also for percussion sounds, I used it.
Does it
Yeah.
self-oscillate?
Oh, this I didn't. Yeah, I think you can do this. Yeah, but
So
I didn't try this out. Yeah, you can make tonality with it. Yeah.
you could play the sine wave like musically, like it has like a CVN on
I
the
think,
resonance,
yeah,
or
you have the possibility. There's CVs in there, but I didn't. I may, didn't. I'm only using it for filtering
gotcha.
myself, so
Okay,
I'm not using it for oscillating.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I appreciate that. I was just curious because I haven't talked to somebody, in person that's had them, and so I've just always been
yeah,
curious.
yeah. They are not really aggressive, so I like
Right,
really
right,
much. So I like that you really can fine tune them. So
right. Yeah, they're supposed to be more
yeah,
like lab grade,
yeah,
Mm.
so they're really clean, like
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah,
and so they
yeah. They
actually
are.
are.
If you are looking for something really dirty, and yeah, then I don't think that are the right ones.
Yeah, maybe
But
do the wasp filter or something like that
yeah,
instead,
this
right?
is of course way more aggressive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, but this one, yeah, for the tones that I make, with especially with my dub techno, I really like this deep tones in
Mm-hmm.
my
Oh.
sub basses and also in my percussion.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I had really nice arpeggios going, and then I did put this filter on, and it fine tuned it, and I was like, oh wow! Somehow I got the groove changed, and it was really nice. And I thought, yeah,
Ah,
I could even more fine tune the tone of what I was doing, and that was really nice. Yeah. Yeah, and the envelopes, yeah, they are just envelopes, so they're so yeah, if I would buy them again, I don't think so, because now I think, oh, they are actually quite big, and at first I was
they're
like, oh,
big
it would be nice,
modules,
but
yeah.
yeah, and but now I have a few, and then I didn't have space anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
actually now I'm more like, oh, smaller modules is better for me, then you can have a little bit more in your case, otherwise you're all the time buying new cases.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons, honestly, why I got into the Buchla 4U format is because there's not a whole lot of modules. You pretty
That's
much
true.
like decide on your
Exactly.
system, and
Yeah.
everything is very utilitarian.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel very confident that like the system is done. Whereas I felt like when I had Eurorack, I was constantly trying to like morph and change like what the system was about, and it was way easier to just be like, yeah, this is it's a tube system,
Yeah.
that that's
Yeah.
similar to what like Louis,
BB and Louie?
BB and Louis would
Mm.
have used, or something like that, whereas like
Yeah.
with the Buchla, it's very like this is what I was going for with the system, like
Yeah, I think what also is very good about it, you have just one system, and you can learn that system in and out. I have now, I really like Eurorack because of the companies, and then you have a
Mm.
lot of different companies, different ideas. But
Yes.
what I now, every time, if I need to practice so many times to not forget all my muscle memory. I have here like a whole book with all how I need to program everything. But
Yes.
because if I'm a month in a different kind of project and I can't practice, yeah, I forget again. Oh, what was again the combination of tapping to save a preset, or to and that can drive you a little bit crazy. And it's of course when you have just one brand, then you just can tap into that, and this is just one system that works like that. So yeah, but on the
Mm-hmm.
other hand, with the Eurorack format, you have so many different things, so many different companies, and they all have something special. Yeah, but they don't have like just one system how they work. So this is, I find it sometimes a little bit difficult. Yeah.
To
Exactly.
streamline. Speaking of which, like your style of music that I'd say is most prominent. Like, how did you come about like getting to that style? Like, what are some of your influences?
Well, yeah. So actually, my style, how I actually started out was, of course, with me being a DJ, and I listened to a lot of deep stuff. And when I started with my modular synthesizer, I had a different case before, and I sold all that modules again because it was not working for me. I didn't had a clue what I was doing. I had modules that were way too expensive, and the ones that you need to make it work, I didn't have. So
Yes.
I was like, okay, this all goes out of the door. And then I started an effect synth. So first I started really only with effect modules, and now I have it again as as a synthesizer. It's not full on synth again. And um, when I'm composing music on my modular synth, I'm actually not really busy with a genre or where it just comes from within, and I'm every time really surprised what is coming out. So it's for me even a surprise. But when it comes to my beat stuff, then it's more like the dub techno, the deeper genres, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I'm heading more with my model of stuff more towards this contemporary music with more pre. But yeah, it's like for me, it's also really where's this coming from? Where did this up? This is a surprise for myself. Yeah.
Well, I read that you sometimes use the phrase sound collage, and so what comes to mind for me is something similar to what we would say as an inspiration point is just that you've soaked in so much music throughout your life. You've listened to so
Yeah,
much music that it starts to
yeah,
feel like it's coming out of you because you're tapping into all these different things that you're like, okay, well, I want
probably.
to feel this or I want to feel that, and it just starts to like create
Yeah,
this
yeah.
other thing that you're tapping into, just like this well of
Music.
sound that you have inside of you.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely with listening for music, as a DJ, I was constantly buying records, and you need to listen to a lot of music, of course, to get your stats every time we
Yeah.
knew. And but when I was young, when I was really a girl, I was playing the clarinet, and I was
Oh.
playing concerts. So, and I have a feeling that is coming back somehow in this modeler. Sometimes I go really a little bit orchestral with it, like really big. And yeah, and I
I was
think
gonna
that
ask
comes
you
from
about
that time.
that. There's a lot of
Yeah,
orchestral stuff going on, and sometimes I'm like,
yeah.
ooh,
So
what?
I think that comes really from that time period. Yeah, I played this quite for a long time. When I was 8, I started with it till I was 16. And also really intense. So
Yeah.
really a few times a week and practicing every day. So I was really, really busy with it. Yeah.
Such a
Yeah.
cool timbre. I
Yeah.
like the clarinet a lot.
I
Oh,
feel
I
like a
love it.
clarinet's a gateway to synths for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
It's like an oscillator. And yeah, I love the tonality too. And I really love the bass clarinet, but
Ooh.
that's really huge, so I can't play that one. But the bass, it's such a warm and deep and rich tone. It's really awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's
You
like,
should check it
ooh,
I
out.
can hear
Yeah.
it.
yes.
Yeah, I'm literally
I
listening.
know, I'm
It's
like
very
there right now.
warm and deep and rich. Yeah. Yeah.
It,
The
I can
resonance with your
even,
body, you know?
yeah. It's like, yeah, with clarinet, there's something special about it. Yeah. I don't know why I chose that instrument back in the day. So I wish I had chosen for piano though.
I know how that is. Everybody wishes they would have
like
chose piano.
more-
Yeah,
Jacqueline chose
exactly.
piano, and
I did piano similar like how you were describing, like my whole youth, and it was very intense, and I practiced every day, and we did competitions and all that kind of stuff.
But you're a genius,
Yeah.
so
No, I
get
never
it.
was that good at piano. Really, like when you do it that much and you're at that level with everyone who's like doing it that well, you know you're not that good. Like I knew I wasn't going to be a concert
Yeah.
pianist. Like that's what the
Yeah.
path was.
Yeah.
Was like you're going to be a
Yeah.
professional piano player, and I was like,
Yeah.
I am not good enough to be accompanying people
Yeah.
or playing it with an orchestra. Like that is not happening.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
wild.
The competency level expectations on piano, I think, are really high at a really young age.
Maybe that's what it is.
There's
Yeah.
just something about like you better be able to play these. You know, the bar keeps getting raised on
It's like
youth
a
piano
structural thing.
skills.
Like I couldn't play fast enough. know?
Yeah.
But that still
Yeah.
makes you so much better than most other people getting started on most other instruments.
You think?
Yeah. Like that.
I mean, it definitely has translated to producing and electronic music, and all of the stuff that we do has been like super,
it's
super helpful.
percussive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like it's everything.
Right, because when you play, I'm sure you feel this way about the clarinet too. Like when you play that much and that often, you start to go, "Oh, I could do things out of the box," right? Or you
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
that deep listening really sets in, and you're really listening for
Yeah,
different
yeah.
things that are going on.
Well, yeah, as
Yeah,
far as
yeah.
articulations on such an instrument, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I find for me, every time also with music making, I come back to this melody part. So somehow those melodies, they're always coming, and then I think, oh yeah, this can be that I can do, and the arpeggios, and that's exactly what the clarinet is doing in an orchestra. You are all part of a chord progression, or you are playing melodies.
Yes.
And yeah,
That's such a good point. That
Yeah.
knowing that about you now, and like how that's your foundation of where you're coming at to create is like, oh, like so much more fuller of a picture. It makes a lot of sense. That's really cool. Very unique. So what would
Yeah.
have been like your, I know you talked about DJing and you DJ'd electronic music and listened to a lot and collected vinyl, but like, do you have like a synth origin story of like what really drew you into creating with synths? Or like your first...
Yeah, so when I was really young, of course, the typical story, your parents, they have a vinyl record, they have vinyl records, this, huh? So, and then there were 3 records. It was Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, Autobahn, Kraftwerk, and ABBA. That was
Oh, the trifecta.
So we had way more records, but that were the 3 records that I wanted to listen all the time,
Wow.
And somehow, the funky from ABBA, and the disco, and then this dark and melancholic, deep sound from Pink Floyd, and then Autobahn, So really, yeah, somehow this stayed with me. And then my sister, I have a sister, she's 4 years older. So when she got into puberty, of course, she wanted to listen to electronic music, and then it was the orb and all that stuff, So I got influenced by that. And and when I was 15, I saw the first time a DJ playing. So then I thought, okay, I don't want to play the clarinet anymore. Now I want to play vinyl. So that was that key moment. And and I had always the feeling, oh, I would love to be able to make music. So it was always in my mind. But I was a young girl, and you know yourself, it's not really easy, this music world. And if you come also from a southern part, where as a woman you're making electronic music, this is not this the whole it was not like I didn't even knew I could do that.
Yes.
So it was not, oh, you can do it, and how it is nowadays, or you go on YouTube and you find all kinds of tutorials.
Yeah.
So I tried to find people and to connect with people who were making electronic music and who were involved with electronic music. And that slowly, I connected, and then I learned a little bit, but actually really later in Berlin, there I started to understand, so the synthesizer became more prominent in my life. Like, okay, I really want to know everything about it, and how can I learn this, and also how does sound work, and how can you record? I did
Yes.
before my school, I had no understanding of microphones, that there are more different microphones for different things. I thought there's just one microphone.
Yes.
And
Yes.
people
Right.
talking in it. That was before that. And yeah, and then I got in the school, and there were also synthes, and I met all kinds of people, and they introduced me in this whole world of sound and electronics and recording and mixing, and that was for me really like okay, wow, this is really awesome. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it was always underlaying there, and when I was younger, I didn't, I yeah, it was something more far away. I didn't know, oh, I'm able to do something like that. So maybe I can learn this nowadays. I think when you are in your, when you're 15 or 20, you
Mm-hmm.
see now already really young producers, and
Yes.
they're amazing. They make amazing stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because they have the information around them, and
And the
it,
tools. Oh my
and
goodness.
it's also getting a little. We are not yet equal, but it is getting better. So there are more women in audio. So if you never see that around you, you don't even know that you could do something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it took me quite some time to figure everything out. So I'm also, I mean, I was always late with everything in my life. I'm yeah, I'm now 42, but I feel still like a 27, like a little kid, and learning everything, and
I
I'm just
see
so happy.
Ableton in the background. When did Ableton come into the picture?
Um, when it started,
Okay.
and when was that? That was 2009, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, but I started with Cubase
Okay.
Okay.
and then Logic. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so Cubase I found a little bit difficult, and then I had Logic. So this was my first studio, actually. My first little studio setup was with Logic. Yeah,
Nice.
and my laptop. Yeah, that
Wow,
was
that's
yeah.
amazing. So just to think about that there was most of our lives, like there was no Ableton. And anyone now,
Yeah,
it's like they only know that there's only a world with Ableton. Like
yeah, yeah.
That
it's a
yeah.
Ableton.
game changer, I think.
Yeah, I remember when Ableton came out, because I'm very close to you in age, um,
Yeah.
and have been doing music for quite a while, since probably like 2000.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And Ableton,
Electronic music.
yeah, electronic music. And I'd been doing like other, like rock and stuff like that since I was a
Cool.
teenager.
Yeah.
So I was very fortunate to grow up in a household where there was a lot of music happening, and my dad,
Wow, this
he
is
used to
awesome.
Yeah.
play, and so there was a little bit of encouragement when
Yeah, that helps.
relatives like, would come over and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, music was always like, ooh, people are coming over. We're going to get to talk about music and like play music and talk about the good old days and the concerts and everything.
I would get excited when certain like people were coming over that I knew also played guitar,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, nice.
we would jam, and more than we did with like when it was just me and my parents.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Someone in the chat, hi, make mistakes, hi, friends, everybody, is remembering one time on a stream recently, Augustus announced what his original DJ name was, and Make Mistakes has remembered and thrown it back at us. I didn't think anyone would remember that.
I actually found the mix CD that I made, and
So it was DJ Strychnine.
it's not DJ Strychnine though. I just went with Strychnine because
It's not DJ
I
Strychnine.
found the original mix CD that I made. I did not remember this.
And this
but
is from 2000?
this is from literally 2000. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
But I went by Strychnine.
Yeah,
apparently.
like the poison, Black Boo, like the poison.
Like the poison. That
Yeah.
oftentimes is like used to lace cannabis in poor areas.
Oh, whoa, is that what that is about?
Ah,
In
Is that
this
why
country,
is that
it
why
is.
you
Yeah.
named yourself that?
No.
Like,
It was.
what?
I was just trying to like I was just trying to come up with something menacing, you know? Like I was like, you know, what could be more menacing than like rat poison?
Is that what it is? It's rat poison?
I think so.
Oh my god.
Because I was like,
you wanted to scare people?
I was doing like a kind of an aggressive genre, you know? It was like darker breakbeats and electro. You know, so like I wanted to have this like name that I could imagine like in like a tag, you know, like a graffiti style, you know what I mean?
Oh, that actually, that makes sense.
You know, it's just, that's where I was at then, 23 years ago.
Now we make ambient music to put you to sleep. It's fine.
Exactly. But I mean, when I was in my 20s, I played so many different genres also in my DJ career back then. And I had also a time that I was playing with hard rock techno, you know, and that was then, and I was really fully in for that. And but it changed. I think it has also to do with age, and
Has to.
yeah, and it's nice. It's nice to explore different genres and really live them, you know, really feel them. Yeah.
That's so true. Yeah, I do think that that's like what really comes through when you're making music and we're all kind of like, well, what really is this? And it's like, well, it's Andrea. this is the culmination of from clarinet to hard techno. Like this is
So everything in there. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I think everyone in the chat really loves the poison theme that we got on. That's hilarious. We're all learning so much about Augustus today as well.
Don't worry, we'll share the mix CD with you guys.
He's found this mix
someday.
and I haven't heard it yet. I think that's
2000. You should hear it.
I listened to it and I was like, this is not that bad. Like, this is actually, I put a lot of effort into it, you know, and it was literally like, all I did was like mix these like 12 records for like, you know, hours a day. So I got pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And I recorded it to mini disc.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh, that time period. I remember that. Yeah.
And it was a big deal. Like my buddy stole a mini disc player. You know, Strychnine's friend stole a mini disc player from the place that he was working at the time. I'm not gonna like. I'm not gonna narc out on him, you know. But like he stole this thing and like allowed me to record it, and then he put it back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like.
really?
It was like
it's like a Home Alone heist.
It was like situation. The demo, you know, unit or whatever. So like he stole it, we recorded, we dumped it to CD, and then from then it just lives on as a CD. But the whole thing,
this is such like a late '90s movie, right? Like,
and it's one track.
My friend's gonna make this mixtape, and we're gonna take it to that DJ night, and like. DJ so-and-so is going to take it out of our hands and we're going to, it's going to be the moment we're going to get made, you know? Like, that's what I keep thinking is you made this because you were going to, like, give it to people, right? Like, you had to physically go to a night and give it to someone. You couldn't just DM them.
I was going to try to go to Winter Music Conference, which is now called, like, something else, and I was going to try to, like, give it to people.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
But yeah, like... I just remember the stolen mini disc player.
I love it.
Or mini disc recorder.
Like if Ferris Bueller was about going to a rave.
It kind of is.
Yeah. So funny. I love it. And
most rave movies are that plot, though.
That's true.
Like if you've seen, you know, the old typical rave movies, like they all just like have the same plot of like everybody's trying to find the party.
Yeah.
That's it.
And again, like those movies wouldn't be made today because we don't have only pagers and flyers to go off of, right? Like the whole plot of these movies is based on like not having phones. So you just like put a phone in the movie and there's no movie now.
Yeah, exactly. It totally ruins the plot.
Yeah.
Totally just nukes the plot.
That has changed.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Good old days, right? The good old days. Man.
Definitely nice memories about those times.
I get nostalgic for it, but then I like try to like insert myself now into that environment and it's not really the same for me.
No, but it also really has changed. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also okay, you know. And
yes, I agree.
For everything as a place. So
somebody had to experience it, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know this is completely unrelated, but Are multicolored clouds moving in your ceiling? Like what
Yeah.
what is happening up there? That is amazing.
Yeah, I
What?
have like a projector lamp, and I thought you have also nice your aliens and everything. I thought I go for that one today.
Well, we don't have like a surreal like celestial
Yeah,
scape happening though.
yeah,
What?
it moves very slowly. So
That's what it
yeah,
is. It moves so slow that at first I didn't notice, and then I was like, "Am I
yeah. So
crazy?"
no, you are not tripping. It's real.
We do have to be reminded that we're not tripping. Thank you.
That's true.
I appreciate that, you know.
No, I thought I have so many lamps also for the videos that I make for my show, and I have really tons of lamps. And I thought, which one do I take for today? And it's this one. I thought this is, this fits really good to your show.
Oh, this is perfect. Oh, it's intentional. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, that's another thing that, like, I don't even know how to ask questions about this because it's so outside of my realm, but I am really fascinated by your videos, and, like, you seem to have a skill at cinematography and storytelling through film as well.
Yeah, so with this happened last year, and I'm making videos for Thoman, and yeah, it's really awesome. But yeah, it's really I needed to learn this as well, because when they asked me, I never had done it like that.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, so they were following me for a long time, and they saw my videos where I perform, but I never had talked into the camera. And for me, my biggest obstacle was my accent, because I have, of course, a German accent nowadays, English, and my Dutch. So I was
Oh.
always really afraid to talk into the camera. So, but actually, my wish was also to make videos like that, to make tutorial videos, because I really like gear. And people also say to me, "You are always so into that. You should make videos. You are so passionate about it. This is so." Yeah, when they asked me, and when I started, I was really nervous for every video. But my boyfriend, he is really good he helped me, like, how do you do this, because he knows a lot about he's also a photographer, so he makes landscape photos, and
Oh.
Wow.
he's really good in how the camera, all the camera stuff. He's really good with that. He
We'll have to
learned
have
me
him on
about
Synth
Yeah.
Friends.
yeah. Yeah, we are really like a power duo.
Yeah, seriously, I'm like,
Sounds like it.
there's so much talent in this space between the two of you. It's a lot.
Such a it's so yeah, it's like we are so creative together, and it's also such a blessing. We are so happy with this. And but he learned me how to edit videos, so, and helped me also with the cameras. I totally studied how to do lights and all that, because there's so much
Yeah.
scripting, and it's really full on. Suddenly you're making professional videos, and it was really exciting. And also learning how to talk in front of the camera, and how,
Yeah.
so in the beginning I was a little bit a little bit shy, so, yeah, but yeah, so you get a routine in it, so you need to find your own pace with it and your own routine. And yeah, but this actually 2 times in a month I'm working on videos. So I'm making the videos, and I think about a subject and working it completely out, composing the music for it, if it's about music, and or I get gear reviews, and they send me stuff, and I can try it out, and then I have fun with it at first in the studio, and then we film it. Yeah, it's
I
really,
used to do
really
that with guitar pedals, but before the video age.
Yeah, they didn't make you do video because there was no video.
It
You
wasn't.
should never have
Yeah.
stopped.
I
You
know,
should have
right?
continued.
You should have.
I got a lot of free pedals,
Cool. It was like, we were pedal mania.
and I was going to NAMM every
Oh,
year, which
wow.
was fun,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was a lot of work, and I didn't get paid. I only got, like, sometimes I would get pedals, you know what I mean? So it was like no guarantee, that it just was.
Just doing it for the love of the game.
It was a big time suck for
Yeah.
the return, so I
Yeah.
kind of had to give it up.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's really a lot of work. Huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we are doing this professionally. I'm doing this super. This is my profession also now, and but if you are building your own YouTube channel
Right.
on that kind of level, then you need to have at least once a week a video like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then it takes 3 years before you. A minimum of 3 years before you can monetize your YouTube channel. It takes really a lot of time. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oof. That's a lot of good info for anybody watching
Or
who's
even
interested in
longer,
that.
depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, it's really like we talk about this a lot because when we're sort of forming our project and coming up, there was like a new platform every day, and everybody's just kind of
So
chasing
much.
what's going on, right? And
Yeah,
you're just like, well, maybe I'll go viral here, or maybe somebody will tag me there, and you're just like something new every day. And then
yeah,
after a while, we realized like, oh, you have to like want to do this every day or every week. You know, you
yeah.
can't just like, oh, this will be cool, people will like this, and now you're
No,
doing
no,
that thing for the next
yeah,
3 years every day, and you're just like,
yeah.
what happened
I've seen
to
so
my
many
life?
people burn out like and not do it anymore. Like they drop like flies.
Yeah, you need to really have you really need to like it. Huh? So if
Yes.
you don't like social media, if you don't like to answer people, if you don't like to be on social media or YouTube, then this is not the job for you.
Right.
Because making a video is not only making a video. I'm also really busy making a community. So
Yes.
I find it very important also to listen to what people have to say, if they have questions to answer. So it's a lot of hours that I put in,
Mhm.
but yeah, I really like it. And so
Right,
for
like the
me,
upside, right,
it's part
is
of the job. So it's a
mm-hmm.
part of the job, and I have really fun with it. And yeah, so if I would not like it, I would not do it,
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise you really get burned out. Because if you just want to do that in a way, once in a while, this is also okay. But on a professional level, yeah, you need to put the hours in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the
but
real
it's
thing
not.
is like you can tell like when someone is enjoying and is like building something that's about community and the passion, that the shared passion, really.
The authenticity.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could just feel it, and that consistency becomes easy because everybody
Yeah,
wants it to happen, and the person wants to do it.
yeah,
And,
Everybody's rooting for you.
yeah, it can be really fun to be part of those moments
yeah,
with people online.
yeah. It took me 3 years before I got on the point that I could work with companies.
Oh
So I was
wow.
3 years already fully making professional pictures and really doing all the stuff that I'm doing before I got picked up ever by a company. So
Wow.
So you got
yeah,
reached out to initially to work with a company. So
yeah.
it
They
wasn't
reached out
something that you
to
were
me.
necessarily pursuing.
No,
It just kind
yes,
of happened.
because I had already experience with this because of my parents. Back in the day, they had a magazine for
Oh.
people that make little airplanes and like yeah, I don't know what to
A
name it in
hobby
English.
magazine?
Hobby, yeah, and hobby magazine, and they were really good with this. And so my dad always got gear at home, and he needed to write about it. And so that concept, actually, he was already a little bit an influencer back in the day, you know. So
Wow.
somehow this concept of, oh yeah, people sending you stuff and you talk about it, or you can try it out, and so this had always intrigued me. I like that, you know, also from other people when they show something, and then you see a piece of gear, and I'm really a gear nerd. I always like to try out something new, and
Mm-hmm.
so I thought, oh yeah, let's make nicer pictures when I do stuff, you know. So let's see
Mm.
how this works, you know, and let's see how the social media world is working. Yeah, and yeah, I grow myself into it because I'm a strong believer in that you can grow into something, so that
Mm-hmm.
you not like from one after other day suddenly something is happening. And for me, it's really important to really learn all the yeah, that you really learn what you are doing. And Yeah, so it took my time in it, but it was definitely a deliberate choice to do this more professionally. And then suddenly, smaller companies came to me, and I could also work with them and reach out. And yeah, and Tom and they were following me for quite some time, and they asked me to do my own show. So this was, of course, really a dream come true for me. Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
That's so good to hear.
I want to know before we run out of time here. Yeah, I know you released something recently. So I know we're talking about like all this work we do, but like I want to make sure everyone knows your most recent release and everything like that.
This
Yes.
one.
Oh.
This is my first CD.
Oh yes.
I don't
That's
know.
so cool looking. I love it.
Is this now? Do you see this now?
Yeah, we can see it. I think it's like a
It's
little blurry on the smaller things, but we can see that it says tone signs.
Yeah, it's one track, so it's a compilation CD with different artists, and I have one track. It's on DIN, and it's a contemporary modular synthesizer composition. So on this CD, there are only artists that only worked with a modular synthesizer. So that was really also the when they asked me to do it, they said only use only that, and it was for me actually really cool to limit myself a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
I really like that. Yeah. But there are more releases. Actually, I had my own plan of releases, really nice track shots for the year, but there are also two vinyl releases, and
Oh
vinyl
wow.
is all the time like later because it's
Mm-hmm.
really so. And now suddenly all the releases are
They're
nearly
all
at
ready.
Now they're here. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. So, everybody, I've dropped Andrea's links here. So, make sure, especially following on Instagram, there's the link tree there where I'm sure you can find all of the things as well as her direct website. So, that way, as all of this new stuff comes out, you'll be following her and you can make sure you know about it. Is the Tone Science CD available for people yet, or is it?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
21 April, it's the official date, but tomorrow is already pre-order. So on Bandcamp, and it is also in some shops you can buy the CD. And
Amazing.
tomorrow I will do promotion as well for it. So then I can send you then also some links. And
That's
yeah,
amazing
so
timing.
Who are
Oh,
some of the other
yeah.
artists on the compilation? Just
we
curious.
love a compilation.
Sorry.
Who are some of the
Your
other artists on there? I'm just curious.
here's Chris Mayer, Rodent, Dark Sparkler, Black Moth.
Oh, our buddy Kyle. He's been a synth friend.
Ah, nice.
Dark Sparkler. Yeah.
Yes, Blackmot and Brandon Pollard, Andrew Ostler, James Sigler, and John Palmer.
James Sigler I've heard of.
Mm.
And yeah, that's cool. That's such a
Ooh.
nice group of folks to be on a comp with. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's the music is really from the audience also the music is really beautiful. So um yeah, Ian, who is the label owner, he made like a really nice podcast where all the tracks are in, and when you hear it also in one flow, it's really a story, and it's actually amazing that all those different artists
Oh,
they're
that's not
starting
Ian
to make
Body's
now.
label, is it?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that
yeah, yeah,
Ian Body's label?
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's where I
yeah,
recognized it from.
yeah, exactly. It has this.
That's Tone
There we go.
Yeah,
It's
Science.
all coming together.
yeah,
Gotcha. Now I
yeah,
feel like I completely understand the deal. That's so cool.
No, that's
yeah,
amazing. So that'll be the next volume in that series.
Oh, that's such a cool project. Like, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have
yeah, it's
to
super
tell
cool.
Kyle congrats and thanks for telling me, buddy.
yeah. You
Uh,
should.
but
You
that's
should.
super cool.
Yeah, everyone's
It's
hearing about
really
it here
nice.
first, right? Because the pre-orders start tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Okay, everybody, definitely give Andrea a follow. Make sure you're tuning in for that Tone Science pre-order tomorrow. That's going to be so exciting. I'm so glad the timing worked out for that, for you to talk about it here.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
That's so
also really
special.
excited. Yeah, it's such a great label. Also the other music that is on this label, it's really, yeah, so many cool artists on there. Yeah,
That's so
Oh yeah,
awesome.
this is awesome. Awesome time. Oh, I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Woot woot.
Yes. Okay, everybody in the chat, I'm giving you the warning. We're coming up on the hour here, and I want to know everybody's questions before we let Andrea go. So make sure you throw them in there. And okay, something. Welcome in, Noise. Also, thanks for being here.
Oh, that's where I've heard of rodent before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Make Noise music from Make Noise? Okay, so we're
He's.
saying one of the people on the comp is somebody they know. Okay.
Mhm.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I've heard of rodent as well. Yeah, if that's
Yeah.
the same rodent that we're thinking of.
A lot of rodent content in this episode for some reason.
Didn't they start modular on the spot? I think rodent started it, but I'm not
Oh, yeah,
sure.
really? Ah, that's, yeah.
Ooh, this is gonna be so fun. So tomorrow, when all the info comes out, we can like research everybody.
Yeah.
That'll be so
Yeah, that's,
exciting.
yeah, nice. I can send you the link.
I know we're getting the inside intel. Did you? Oh, okay. Asking about jazz influences when you lived in Berlin. Do you feel like you absorbed those when you lived there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I went actually also to a few, yeah, there are so many nice jazz bars in Berlin, and I totally love jazz music. So I'm fully, yeah, I fully love it. Yeah. And actually, now I remind there will be another release of me with a jazz duo from Berlin this year as well. They made an album with contemporary jazz music, and here in the studio they were recording with us.
Oh, that's
And
so sick. We
what?
we we. I mean, we love
Yeah, jazz
jazz.
is my
So
first
Oh,
love.
yeah.
it's so amazing. And they really loved my modeler stuff. So towards the end of the recording session, they were here for like 5 days, and they were like, "Oh, shall we do like an improvisation?" And we filmed it. And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And we did that, and we filmed it on camera and everything. And one song came out of it, and it's going to be also it's going to be released. So yeah.
That's
I mean,
cool.
like a few drone of her vocals, and it was so amazing.
Oh,
But
that's
really
you're.
so,
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't wait to
definitely.
hear that.
yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
um,
awesome. I'm excited
yeah,
to hear that.
yeah, yeah. I would love to work more with musicians. I'm slowly doing that as well because here with recordings, we have a lot of times that we work also with session musicians. So I have a really nice group of people around me that are
Mm.
really good. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's slowly getting
you're
that
ready.
into
You're
my
set.
Yeah,
musicians.
I see the power duo at play here. I
Yeah.
love it. Ooh, this is exciting times.
And y'all can
Definitely.
engineer for each other, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's we had quite a lot of recording sessions and throughout of the years, and also rock music. Like really nice, yeah, amazing rock music, and
I want to hear
we did
that.
orchestra also recordings. That's something different, and yeah, so much came, so many different people and indie music. So for me, being in a recording session, and I always helped as assistant, and because I really like that, I'm not necessarily an. I know I can record, I can record a band if I
Hmm.
want to, but that's not where I want to be. So this for me, it's quite stressful, and I'm really good in the second person. That's really where
Yes.
I'm really really, and also with my partner. He's such a great engineer. We are so tuned to each other, so I know exactly what he needs in a session. And yeah, and also with the band, when they need more calm or somebody guiding
Mm.
them. I'm in that sense also a good host for the sessions. And yeah, because of recording, I got such a different view on music as well, and so
Hmm.
much new input and inspiration. Yeah, this was for me really, this information was so. Without that, I would not sit now here doing this. I would not understand what I was doing at all. Yeah,
Ooh, that's a really good point because I feel like you were obsessive about that as well.
Hmm.
Just being like when you want to just be able to do everything yourself, and you don't want to be
yeah,
like hampered by something you just don't quite understand. Like it drives
yeah,
you.
yeah, and also that, even if you don't know exactly how it works, but that where to look for. this is also a lot of times
That's my big
the
thing
case.
lately. Yeah,
Yeah,
like is just looking instead of guessing or thinking I understand something, like going the extra step and like,
yeah,
learning
yeah,
a new technique that I didn't necessarily
exactly.
master before,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
getting several different the beauty of it is you can get several different takes,
That's true.
on the same
exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
Like you can go and watch like 4 30-second videos on, the basics of compression,
yeah.
and like I still learned something new from that, like as
Me
long
Mm.
as
too,
I've been
because
using a compressor,
yeah,
like I still learn something new when I hear like a basics
exactly. And
video.
it's also a learning to listen for it. I mean, compression is such a subject. Before you really
It
hear it,
is.
what do you hear, and how many times, it's a practice. It's actually more practice than really, and at some point you start to understand, oh, I can do this with it. Oh, I could do that. And then you step by step, you can do more with it. But I
Mm-hmm.
think sound and music is most of the time is listening and experience.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I learned. You
Right.
you you can you can be you can know everything about it, but if you don't know how to listen for it, you will not get it. This
Hmm.
is the whole part of all those tools.
Right. But then if you start with the listening and you just like drop a dab of knowledge on there, then it
Whew.
just, opens
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's interesting.
And I think it's also important to not do too much, when you learn. First by step by step learning, I think is also really, really a good thing. And in the beginning, I wanted to learn too much, and then I was
Mm-hmm.
like all over the place. And then it's like, where do I start? I don't,
It can be very overwhelming. It can
Yeah.
feel like shopping at Amazon or Alibaba. Like it's
yeah, yeah,
And especially because your hunger for it is like stronger than the time, like you have to kind of temper your passion
yeah, yeah,
as you're
yeah.
going.
Sometimes you need to, okay, now first practice. Now first things first, and then yeah.
That's so true. You can
But,
get
but
ahead of
I,
yourself and then think, you're not getting
yeah,
it, get
yeah.
frustrated.
I'm doing it a lot. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
this is also the practice, like over and over again, doing the things. And I mean, for me, becoming a music producer and being into this engineering stuff, um, I never thought, 10 years ago I will be able to do that. And now I'm in there. It was since 2017, and in 2019 I graduated and I got my diploma. So I'm actually not that long in. And it's just, and actually my music production skills, of course, I started when I was in 2009, I believe I
Mm-hmm.
started, but I didn't have any clue of what I was doing. And in Berlin, also not really. And after my college, I started to understand a little bit the basics. But even now, in the last 2 years, um, being able to connect and how things work and mixing, mastering, do all that stuff, I'm doing a lot for other people actually. So really
Mm.
challenging myself and putting myself out there, and working with people. And also when people say, no, I don't like what you did, I'm really taking it in and okay, then we need to work, I need to work
Yeah.
harder on it. We need to change it. And learning all that stuff, it makes you, yeah,
That'll keep you
and
honest. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, but it's, yeah, the last years, yeah, I found out by doing actually a lot, you learn a lot. You get
Yeah, there's
practice.
nothing better than that, like the actual
Yeah,
experience, especially working with other people. I mean, that's just gold for
yeah,
me to grow.
And especially with audio stuff,
Yeah.
it's really just
oh,
experience and feeling it and
and working with musicians. I mean, working with engineers is something different already, but working with musicians and understanding what is a musician actually saying. And
Mm.
this is what I always had with my show, with Sonic Kitchen. I want to explain gear in a way that a musician also really wants to work with it. This
Yes.
is really my not to make it too complicated or too geeky, too
Mm-hmm.
technical,
oh, it's
because
impossible for this show. This show has like an unlimited
No, she means for her show.
Sorry.
She was talking
I
about.
thought you were talking about for right now, and I
No,
was
for her
like,
show.
oh no,
and she's
impossible.
making it. Yeah. No, this is
Yeah,
Nerd
yeah.
Corner.
Thank you for clarifying.
But yeah, on her show, she doesn't want it. She wants it to be for the way that Don Buchla talked about how the easel is for a composer.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Yeah, because also the people that watch the channel, on Thoman, these are music producers who are musicians, and they want to see how does something work. But if I'm talking there as a super nerd and how this and this and that, then they are gone, and a lot of times I see this also in videos from other people and I think, there's a way to do this more simple, yeah. But geekiness is also good.
Yeah, we can't help ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, especially with modular stuff, But yeah,
like I don't make very many videos, and when I do, it's usually on the subject of whatever I feel like geeking the absolute heck out about. That's what I make a video about, and so it's usually very long-winded.
Very technical.
Very technical. Like I'm like this is not gonna be a short explanation of how this works. I'm gonna literally go through each and every little aspect that I can. And so that's why I don't make too many of them.
Yeah, that's also really a talent if you can do it.
I agree with that.
For me personally, when it's too technical, I have difficulties to understand it. I need to read it over and over again. I need to watch tutorials myself. Yeah, so this is also why the modular synthesizer a lot of times is a struggle for me. Yeah. I'm like, oh, what I'm doing, but I try to figure out, and then when you have this moment, this brain moment of now I get what I'm doing. Now I know what this is about. Then this is of course a wonderful moment when that happens.
Yes, that's so true. Like you need, everybody has a different entry point.
Exactly
for what works for them, but once it clicks, it's like that's usually going to happen in practice, not just up here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but me, it's definitely with practice. I need to do it over and over and over again, and then I see the picture, I see it, Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like all the different kinds of learning, I need all of them. At the same time.
I've never thumbed through those patch and tweak books, but they look really good.
Yeah, so actually this patch and tweak book, that's why I changed my modular synth, because I understood the one that I had was not working for me. I read the book and I was like, okay, let's look at my synth how it is now. Okay, it's not working because I'm really missing, missing basic modules. It's not working. And I had, so this was really good for me to learn the book and to see what is all out there and how to start. And
such a cool resource that is, I wish was around years ago,
Oh, yeah.
Well, me too, just like 10 years ago. If this was around and this, that had solved my problems.
I agree. Everything feels like it's happening so fast. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to miss this question. What is this will be our last question. What, barring anything.
Thanks for asking this so that we didn't have to.
What is your most used? It says used and favorite synth, so I would imagine if it's your most favorite, it's your most used, but you could take that any way you want.
Yeah, my Blofeld.
Okay.
Oh, such a cool answer.
Yeah.
I've owned the Blofeld before and wish that I still did, honestly.
So this one. Yeah, I bought this one last year. Oh, even the year before, and I just love it. It's just really, I fell in love with the sound, and it works for everything that I do. So I'm using it really all the time. I can make full tracks just with that thing. Yeah. So if the whole studio would burn down, the Blofeld. Yeah.
You could fit it in your pocket too, in a jacket pocket at least. So you could grab it and go. You can get another power supply later,
Grab it and go.
No, so that's for me really the synth that I really love the tonality. When you put the pads in, you make nice pad sounds. It sounds so deep and so lush and so warm, and it's like yeah. Sometimes I'm just having it on and put some chord progressions just to
Yes.
I
listen
get
to the
it. Those
sound.
pads are so good. Like, I
It's so
mean, the
good.
patches on that thing are like
Yeah,
mesmerizing. I picked one up for like really, really
Mm-hmm.
cheap. I think I picked it up for in a
me
trade or
too.
something
I did this
Oh, you
too.
did?
Yeah, I was
a
Oh.
really
while back.
happy with it. Yeah, yeah.
And I just
So
sat there and went through the patches. I remember we were living in downtown, little Tokyo apartment, and I was like
yeah,
going through the patches, and like just every patch, like is like very stereo,
Mm.
and like has tons of effects and stuff on it, and you're just like in this like world of
it's
Waldorf sound, and it's
yeah,
what a
it's
beautiful
beautiful.
world that it is.
Yeah, I really love it. Also the layering, and especially with my orchestral music,
Mm-hmm.
when I work, I like to work hybrid. So I have my mix, so I can put sounds on my computer into my modeler synth, and the other way around. I can connect everything with each other, and that is so nice. And when the pads come in, and I have a nice arpeggio going for my modeler, and then the pads coming on, and I'm sitting here like,
Oh.
"Ooh." Yeah, it's
The
really
clouds are
nice.
going behind you.
Yeah, yeah. Then I forget about time. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the hardest part,
I was
right?
gonna
Like
say, being in that studio, it's like you're transported somewhere else.
It's somewhere else. Exactly.
I
Yeah.
have to set timers that I just want to ignore, like that's
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk a lot about how there's just like nothing's ever done and I could always use more time on it. And even stuff I'll revisit like years later, I'm like, oh, I would do different things now. Let's.
Yeah. 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 When you make music, and then a year later you hear it and you think, oh, this mix, or oh, I should have done that with it, or that. Yeah. That's the struggle of the artist, I think. I think
Hmm.
everyone has it. Yeah.
when you
But
mix
it's
your own
also,
stuff, which a lot of electronic music
Yeah.
artists do. You're definitely getting that progression of like you're hearing your skill level. As you
Yeah,
listen back
instead of being
to
able to work forever on one track, you have to just keep working on tracks forever.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
progress through
and you'll
them.
and you'll just have to like listen through, like how you've come
Yeah, I think I
along.
just helped
Yeah.
myself. Okay, that was
Yeah.
nice.
But it's also good, also with music composition or the mixing part. When you listen back from a year ago and to your work now, and then you hear the difference, and most of the time you get better. So
Yeah,
it should be progressing, yeah, because you
Or
learn
just
more.
different. I like to think
Yeah,
of it as different because,
yeah.
like, I was just talking
uh,
about this the other day where, like, I'll listen to my older stuff and I just find a fondness for it that, like, isn't necessarily rooted in the absolute skill level that I had when I did it. It's more
yeah,
about, like, how I was listening to music then was
Mm-hmm.
different than how I am now. And I try to, like, romanticize that aspect of it.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mm. Yeah, gosh, making art, it's like the best struggle.
Yeah, it's a good struggle, huh?
It's a good struggle. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Andrea, for joining us. This was
yeah, it was really
really
nice.
fun. Oh my gosh. So inspiring. I feel like changed. This is always like I just never know what's going to come up,
What
right?
comes out, yeah. So it's also like a surprise every time for you guys. So yeah, you meet people, and yeah, I think it's great what you do. It is
Aw.
just awesome to connect everybody and on the streaming. Yeah, it's really nice.
Oh, thanks. I'm so glad you think that. It's not for everybody. I know that it can be a lot to understand what's going on with Twitch and the chat and everything, but when it clicks, it's just like a really fun time, and I'm just glad that it's all
But
working
to
out.
quote Andrew Weatherall, who I believe it would have been his birthday today,
Oh,
music's not for everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not for everyone.
and that's why
Yeah,
we're so for it. It's so for
When
us.
you are
yeah,
for it, or I think in a way, music is for you.
Mm,
Like
yeah, exactly.
mm,
Yeah, everybody has their own thing that they like, I mean, I know a lot of people, they just have music for in the background or don't
mm.
like it. I know those people too, and but that's also fine. For everyone it's space.
Yeah, yeah. They don't realize everything's music, and they're having their own experience with it
Exactly.
differently
Yeah.
than we would. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what we always like to say is this is an experiment. Like, we've only talked online. This is our first time meeting in this sort of like one face to face, if you will.
Yeah.
And Augustus likes to ask,
are we synth friends?
Of course.
I love it.
I was hoping you would say that.
If you stick around, then we're probably synth friends.
Yeah, we are.
I had a feeling.
Hey, and yeah. Sorry?
Oh, I just said I had a feeling that we would be synth friends.
You felt good about it. Good odds going in.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. What is the feeling?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're so glad we get to like take this, conversation out of text and into words and three-dimensional like this. And we really look forward to all your new releases that are coming out.
Yeah.
Gonna be keeping an eye on that. Gonna throw your links in here when we're time.
This year is definitely also a musical year, and I'm working also on new music that will come out later in the year and also in the beginning of next year. So there's really a lot coming up. I'm a little bit like, yeah.
That's exciting. Well, we're excited to stay connected. The synth friendship will continue. And our other favorite thing... Oh, go ahead.
You go to Superboot, huh?
Potentially.
Synth Friends. So
yes.
we see you there. Yeah.
We hope that we're going to get to take this synth friendship to the next level, everyone.
Yeah.
We're hoping. Yeah. It's got some details to be worked out, but the potential is there. So we'll keep in touch about that. That'll be super fun to talk about.
Yeah.
And then if you want to think about, totally up to you if you want to do this, recommending another synth friend for us so we can keep this chain of friendship.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can take time to think about that and tell us.
I know already.
Oh, you know
already? Yeah. So I send it to you. I will send it to you.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, I know already.
Oh, cool. This is so exciting.
I know a few people. I can send you a list.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
It's a friend circle at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Well, that's the thing. Any friends of synth friends are friends of ours.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
really
the extended
nice.
circle.
Yay. Oh, this is warming my heart. I'm so excited. Well, we're going to go listen to your music and get ready for the Tone Science release. And
Super.
Thank you so much for joining us. Throw your love in the chat, everybody, for Andrea, and make sure you give her a follow.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you so
for the
much.
invitation.
Yes, of course. I'm so glad this worked out, and we will see you, next
Bye
time.
for now. See you on the flip side.
Okay. Hey, bye.
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 Let me try to get this. Yay! I did it right, and the hearts are still going. Oh, thank you so much, friends. This was so fun.
Yeah, it was.
What an amazing hang.
It's a good combo.
The time-traveling hang. She was cool. She was cool. That was super fun. I'm so glad everyone got to hang. I know having the earlier time and changing the time is not like the most ideal thing, but I would rather be able to have synth friends on at different times than not ever get to hang out with them. So.
Right.
That was a mistype, make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. That was a fun chat. Oh, I'm so glad y'all were here. This was really, really fun. I forgot to pause this. Oh, no. We are definitely going to be back for Movie Night on Saturday.
Which
and I
so
actually
far,
don't know. Do you know who's winning?
I want to say Time After Time is winning.
I wouldn't be surprised. But you're correct. It's very tight, though. It's a tight race.
That's how checked in I am.
Oh my gosh, there's so much going on in the Discord right now. I'm really behind on the Discord. I'm sorry, friends. Here's our Discord if you want to join. We'd love to have you. If you are new here and you're lurking, feel free to give us a follow and we can stay connected. And hopefully we'll see you at our next stream, which will be Saturday for movie night. We'll unveil what the winner is by then. And I don't really think we have anything else to announce. That's so bizarre.
I wish that we did, because
here's the
we
thing.
have lots of cool shit happening.
We have so much going on behind the scenes, and we are basically working on creating something right now so that what's going on behind the scenes won't be so behind the scenes, if you know what I mean. But it's taking
Cryptic.
it's taking all of our life force to do the things we're doing right now, and it's like the really exciting time, and we want to tell you all about it as soon as we can, which I think is going to be in a couple weeks. So basically, in a couple weeks,
At this rate, yeah.
There's going to be so much to share.
It's going to be
so soon. And
way sooner than if we ever did anything on our own.
I just can't wait. Exactly. So that's a little hint for you if you're into hints. Basically, yeah, a lot of new stuff is coming, and it's been a long time coming, and we're really excited about it, and it's going to be super amazing. And then there's it's going to be so much going on. Exactly. Like, well, we're so quiet in the Discord. I'm hanging on by a thread right now. Because we are doing so much.
Like inside joke status to.
Well, I have no idea what's
who's
going on
that grandpa?
I'm so sorry, friends. I am so, every message that comes through from Discord, I'm like, I want to get into that conversation.
But I knew you got a digitone.
But I'm over here, doing all this stuff so that we can come back and be, the whole thing is, as soon as we get over this hump, the next couple weeks, then it's going to be you're going to be sick of us, if you know what I mean. That's kind of the deal. We do, J plus J plus J. We do have our passports locked. So basically, our ducks are in a row for Super Booth, but stay tuned to what actually occurs. Because like I said, there's so much going on that we weren't expecting, and
it may be a circumstantial thing. Yeah.
It's happening fast and furious, and we're just trying to not fall off of this train.
Staying optimistic though.
It's all really good stuff, and I can't wait to share it with you as soon as I'm allowed. And it's in a form I can share it with you. That's also a hint, I guess. Basically.
But we literally don't know what form it's going
to be. I'm not really saying much because that's all I can say, but a lot of very exciting things coming, and
I would definitely, we would do a mini disc.
The mini disc
Strychnine is coming out on mini disc.
Strychnine is coming out on mini disc, but yeah. But like Danielle said earlier, potentially in a secret space that only certain people can get to. Hint, hint, hint. The hints are coming fast and furious as well.
Wow, yeah, this is a reveal episode at this point.
Cylinder. So, yeah, just a little bit of quietness from us. Again, not doing synth streams.
Don't joke like that, by the way.
Basically, because
we will do it.
Our studio is in a situation that we need to keep it in, if you know what I mean. And doing the synth streams would take us out of that. And so until we're finished with this, we can't. So that's what's going on. And it's going to be soon, and it's almost there, and we're working our little tails off, and as soon as it's done, we'll come out of our hidey hole, and we'll be streaming more, and we'll be in the Discord more, and it's going to be amazing. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for all of your love and support and friendship and kindness to our guests and in the Discord. It means so much to us.
Keeps us going, keeps us fueled.
Just people telling us that they feel safe in our world is number one for me, and I just know that's because of all of you, not because of us. So thank you. What else? Any other shout outs or love to give? All right, we're gonna find some.
We covered a lot.
We covered so much.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting to share all that, but it is what it is.
We're on crack right now.
What's going on? It's 1:00 in the afternoon. I'm just not used to this time of day, basically.
Not used to doing this at this time of day.
Yeah,
it's is it time for beer?
Where am I? What? Yeah, normally we drink during Synth Friends, and I'm like, we can't. We have to have tea.
Oh, it's very good. I didn't drink mine.
You didn't drink your tea?
I'm gonna drink it right now.
I have a special recipe for tea that I came up with recently that makes me really happy. I know that sounds very silly, but it's a proprietary situation.
This is pretty good though.
So yeah, May is going to be here in the blink of an eye, and it's going to be like a whole nother universe opened up by then in terms of everything we have going on. Who is Jeremy from Red Means Recording? Make mistakes. We love suggestions. Feel free to Discord message or preferably Instagram.
We don't interview people, by the way.
That's true. Remember,
we synth friend conversation.
This is conversation, but
people.
Whatever platform that person is on that we can connect with them is a great way to connect. Is it YouTube? Okay.
I
don't know. Thank you for thinking we are cool enough to talk to people like that.
Why don't you put us in touch?
Oh, Black Mufu just wants us to hang out with Look Mom No Computer. No big deal. MBD. He's super avail.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep dreaming about
us,
that.
Feel free to connect us with his agent, and we'll see where we can get with that. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
It does.
I mean, I feel like we would have to like go to his like museum or whatever he calls it to.
But then I feel like we've had people on that are in that category, but it's just because we happen to know them.
Well, yeah, like to already have an established relationship with someone who would maybe be considered that, but that wasn't why.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is a different angle to come. Yes. He did talk to me on Facebook yesterday. You were super pumped. Oh my god! So he is responding to messages. DMs are open.
There we go.
Well, shall we all manifest this? Wouldn't that be wild?
Let's make it happen.
How can he Zoom with no computer? Hey, I just saw that he bought a 2001 Mac, so...
We could vibe about our love of Rebirth on a 2001 Mac.
That's a pretty specific thing for him to be doing right now that Gus got into a while ago. Isn't that weird?
A while ago.
I think it's... I mean, from birth, but... I just mean that...
It's like the first piece of software I used.
No, I mean that you were able to procure it recently again.
Right, yeah. That I refurbished a G4, and now I know it's going to work for a while.
There you go. So, if we could connect through those... Or we could do like a radio...
I'm open to it. Yeah, like let's talk about Player Pro and Rebirth and vintage computing. Oh my gosh. And,
while we're on a computer? Is he allowed to be on the computer if he's... Can he be perceived through a screen?
That's a good question.
Look, Mom, computer.
We could have the Look, Mom, computer.
Should we have his mom on?
That's one way to maybe get to him.
Yeah. Does she know what he's up to?
Does she know she's famous?
Does she know she's famous? Has anybody checked?
Who's Look Mom's mom?
That's funny.
That is the question.
All right, well, this is obviously going to have to happen now, and if it doesn't, it's going to become like a TV show similar to the attempted mini disc creation of Strychnine. It's going to be, you know how they'll do like 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Streeter or whatever. It's going to be like the Strychnine Chronicles. Look, Mom, no computer attempting to track him down. Like that's a whole like hijinks tale that we could go on.
Hey man, will you steal a mini disc player from work so I can record a demo?
I can't believe that. Strict 10, yes.
I didn't ask him to do it though. He offered. I would never tell somebody to steal, alright? Like I said, hey, I need to record my demo. Do you have any options? And he was like, I can take one from work. And I was like...
And you were like, that's in line with my values. Do that.
I was like, Strychnine says no. Don't do that.
But Strychnine's manager has informed me that it's a go. Yeah, I like that. We've all imagined it has already happened, actually. It just happened, weren't you here? He was on. What does that mix open with? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Strychnine mix?
Oh, what does it open with?
I don't know the name of the track that it opens with, but like I said, we'll play it before the stream next time.
That is a very special... Do you mean before Synth Friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, why couldn't we have it as our, like, before the stream music?
Oh, so from now on, the starting soon music is going to be all Strychnine. So only people here will know that. We're not going to tell anyone else.
It's just going to be this, like, early 2000s...
It's going to be the most confusing thing ever.
Dirty breakbeat.
Oh, my God.
Mix compilation.
That's amazing.
Breaks in electro.
Only you will
Intelligent breaks in electro.
Oh, that's right. It was intelligent breaks in electro.
Which sounds so like what? Intelligent was like an acceptable word to say like about music, like, you know, like but it was so normal for the time.
Bumper music.
Like intelligent jungle.
Well, we can give it a try, and if it's too jarring, it's going in the trash as an idea. But you always should try your ideas. That's another thing we learned from this stream. Always try your ideas. Because you don't know what will happen.
You never know what's going to strike gold.
What's going to strike 9.
You never know what's going to strike 9.
Like, your failure is your success because you're always going to learn something. And, like, the idea that comes out of that wouldn't have happened if you hadn't gone all the way through. So that is my Mr. Rogers moment of the day. Thank you for joining us on Synth Friends. We are going to... raid a friend who's been streaming for a couple hours now, so hopefully I love, you know, I have a history of raiding into people who are raiding into other people. But yeah, this was really fun. I'm glad that we got to do this so we can hang with some friends who are available in the middle of the day for us. So we'll see you in the Discord. We'll do our best while we're working on our secret projects. And just thank you all for being here. We'll see you on the other side of this raid, and we'll see you on Saturday for movie night. Thank you for being you.